you must eat. So first on the menu is competent but not qualified, handling fake professionals in our society. Fake lawyers, fake doctors, fake nurses, including fake pastors who the discovery usually happens after years of seemingly successful practice until they are caught. My question is straightforward. How best should we handle cases of people who are competent in certain fields but lack the required qualifications and certifications to practice in such fields? Now that conversation takes us up until 1 o'clock. Trending stories comes up at 1. And then I think we should be back to round off. We have an FXCM recorded program that will run up until 1:30 thereabout. Then his story. Then we'll be back in the final hour. Acceptability of child adoption in Nigeria. Now this sounds like a research topic. Anyway, while advancements in modern medicine helps some couples overcome the problem of infertility, some couples may not get lucky. Sadly, there is the option of adoption, fortunately, but how many families are willing to explore that option? What is the current acceptance level of child adoption as a solution to childlessness? Beyond the couples, who else should be concerned about a couple's decision to adopt? And then, if we have time, what are the possible barriers to child adoption practice in Nigeria? Now, that is what is on the menu, and guess what? You get to enjoy all of it. All you need to do is join the conversation either via X, formerly Twitter, at Nigeria Info PH. Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On Instagram and Threads, we are at Nigeria Info FM _PH. In due time, I'll read out the phone lines and I expect all of you to be a part of the conversation. It's okay to listen. I enjoy it when you do listen, but it is more pleasurable when you are part of a conversation by either sending in your messages or calling the phone lines that will be called later on. Having said that, shall we dive right into the first thing or the first item on the menu?
Democracy is the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Nigeria
When I first came across this news story, I think it was the program's manager of our sister station that shared it. I read it and then I laughed. I'm like, is it even possible? And then earlier on today, I go on one of the national dailies and I find the same news story. So let me read out the news story. Fake lawyer wins all 26 of his cases. Fake, in quote, wins all 26 of his cases. A fake lawyer who reportedly won all 26 of his cases despite having no legal training has been arrested in Kenya. On Thursday, legal officials in Kenya urged police to arrest the man practicing under the name Brian Wenda. They said the man was a masquerader who had stolen the identity of a real lawyer named Brian Wenda Ntigwa. Local media reported that a fake lawyer had won dozens of lawsuits despite not being trained. The case has captivated the East African country over the past few days, eliciting reactions from outrage to amusement. If you ask me, I find it rather amusing. But then again, despite condemnation by the Law Society of Kenya and the country's Director of Public Prosecutions, the alleged impostor has garnered several supporters. While some praised him, Some criticize. He has been praised by Kenya's Central Organization of Trade Unions as a brilliant young mind who has succeeded without traditional qualifications. Now, I like to pause at this juncture and then I'll try to bring the conversation down home. Some of us have actually hired some services of persons without even being sure of their qualifications. You see, if you go to every town, every community, including my community, you will find a medicine store, what some of us will call a chemist. These people that operate this medicine store usually would give treatment to ill members of that community. So, you have malaria, you go there. They give you medication. They sometimes administer drips and injections. And you come back and you say, thank you. I feel a lot better. And they say, thank God. In my dialect, someone who is grateful for, being treated by some of these people comes back and say, and they say, you try that injection where you give me, it healed me. It means that they believe in these people. So when anybody is sick, be it child or adult, they would usually refer the person, go so person chemist, or go so person store. It's not a hospital, but guess what? They have been treating people. I don't think anybody in my community ever asked for once if this person was actually a medical doctor. They just saw that this person paid for a shop, bought drugs, opened a shop for business, and has been receiving patronage for a very, very long time. I know of a particular one that even has a bed. So if you come and there's a way you are shaking too much, they tell you, go and lie down in the bed. And they come and they administer treatment. Now that is for the local ones. Some of us have gone to hospitals to get treated. And the truth of the matter is, we never know who is fake and who is real, because I don't think I have ever gone to the hospital to ask, can I see your qualifications? Show me your certificate. Which university did you attend? The answer is, for the vast majority of us, we have never asked that question. But year in, year out, in either our news bulletin or any of the national dailies, we come across stories of fake doctors. I remember then, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was one doctor that was called out for being fake. He said he had come up with a solution or a possible treatment for the COVID-19. And this is coming at a time when world powers, World Health Organization, and all the medical bodies you can think of world over cannot even come up with a vaccine yet for the treatment of COVID. Some people have claimed to have the solution to HIV. You walk around the street, you see one tiny paper and somebody tells you they can treat HIV, they can treat this one. And guess what? They receive patronage. Some persons may not come out openly to say they have gone to these people and they have receiving treatment. The success rate we may not be able to account for, but the truth of the matter is either of us, one way or the other, have come in contact with some people who have shown competence over the years. But it is only when something goes wrong that they go and investigate and discover that these people are indeed fake. Why did it have to take after 26 cases for them to realize that this so-called lawyer is not a trained lawyer? He is not a qualified lawyer. How was he even able to win 26 cases? Now there is competence. I would like to tell you the meaning of the word competence. So I would just go to the dictionary, type the word competence, and we'll see what the dictionary produces for us. Competence, a noun. The ability to do something successfully or efficiently. Similar terms are capability, ability, competency, capacity, proficiency, knowledge, expertise, expertness, skill, prowess, mastery, and the list goes on and on and on. Hence the conversation, competent but not qualified, handling fake professionals in our society. Dear listener, my question to you today is pretty simple and straightforward. How best can we handle cases of people who are indeed competent in certain fields but lack the required qualifications and certifications to practice in such fields? Taking into cognizance the fact that the discovery happens after several years of seemingly successful practice until something goes wrong and they are caught. Let's talk. 0817 923 0002. Once again, 0817 923 0002. We have 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0003. Do send us a WhatsApp or a Telegram message. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Do not call the WhatsApp number. Only send your messages to the WhatsApp number. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, read through the post, but most importantly, be a part of the conversation. A call screener is always on standby to take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you will most likely hear will not be my voice, but that of the call screener. Just be patient. So I have a message on Twitter from @Nelson N. Paul, and it reads, listing the qualifications together with demonstrated equivalent experience is a very good way. Google does this. Interesting. All right, so I have Chijoke. Chijoke is calling from Abba. Hello, Chijoke. Good afternoon and welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard what was being discussed on radio this afternoon.
Okay.
For me, the most important thing is competence.
Competence, okay.
Not really certificate, because many people go to school, they use money and buy all those things, and some of them anyway. And when they come out to practically practice what they said they have studied for years, they can't do well. A good example is a mechanical engineer. In this country, for instance, you can't really compare someone who has been practicing for like 20 years. Maybe he served someone, learned how to repair automobiles for years and has been doing it for years. Many of them know more than those who studied those things in school. And the list goes on and on. So, for me, people should pay more attention on efficiency, proficiency, whether the person can do it. Once it's good, just go and get some documents so that you just be doing it. For me, that's just my own say.
Okay.
Not really about which school did you go to and the rest.
All right. Thank you so much, Chijoke. Mira from Okrika. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm fine, Denise. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Denise, when you were talking about this issue, I remembered a movie I watched, Game of Thrones. Now, I don't know, for those that have watched it, Sam, there's one character, Sam, is fat, the friend of Jon Snow. He was able to treat Daenerys Targaryen, that lady's special advisor, of a very rare disease just by reading. He went to that strange library and he read and he read and he studied. Because of that, he was able to treat it. Now, Denise, was it last month, they were talking about a sex scandal about a lawyer, a law lecturer. And
a professor, actually.
The lawyers, was it lawyers? And they said they were going to recall some students, some female students back because they believe that some of them just went to law school through all these means, all these things. They were not really, they didn't really learn, they didn't really get those grades. Now, Denise, if you want to qualify a good medical doctor or a good lawyer just because of certificates, I don't know, in this modern world, we just rely so much on certificates. But trust me, Denise, in the village, when you go to the village, you see all those traditional doctors. They treat very well. They do their job and they do it well. People in the villages that don't even have medical centers, they get sick and they are being treated, even in those days.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think certificates really. So we've heard of those some educated illiterates. Even if you go to the hospitals, you see some doctors some patients have died because of carelessness, or maybe some doctors are not even really well grounded. They don't even really know these things very well, but they have the certificates all the same. So for me, I think I can patronize a person even without the person showing me certificate. There was once when I had my first baby, someone directed me to Emenike Junction. There was a pharmacist there, a pharmacist turned doctor. Trust me, so many people were going with their children, and he was treating them. Initially, he was a pharmacist. All of a sudden, he began to treat and began to administer.
And you people gave him the title doctor. You people gave him the title doctor.
They are calling him doctor now, doctor, because he's treating people. But he's an old man. He has been there for a long time. He was a pharmacist actually, but he started he can administer drug on his own.
So he's let's get something straight. Let's get something straight. He is originally a pharmacist.
Yes, he is.
But because he has exhibited competence, you people decided to call him doctor. Or people decided to call...
I'm not among those that call
So you see,
doctor.
I understand. You see, that is why we are having this conversation. These people have shown themselves competent over time. But the truth is, they did not go to medical school to go and learn doctor. He went to school to go and do pharmacy. Yes, pharmacy will still be classified under the medical umbrella, but they are two different things. He cannot perform surgery, even though I know some of them perform surgery.
Yes.
He cannot treat certain things.
He cannot do those ones.
Exactly.
Do you know that? I was raised by my grandmother, and my grandmother she didn't even go to school. She was an illiterate. Do you know that women that give birth or maybe went through some kind of act, that their wombs come down? She actually treats them perfectly.
Okay.
As in, people will carry them, and come. They can't even walk. Give her 3 days.
And
she will set them back and they can run.
All right, thank you, Mira. A message here says the purpose of the amnesty. Oh, sorry. Didi, I bet you that if that fake lawyer is allowed to defend himself at court, he will still win the original lawyers. Just pray that he is not given the chance to defend himself. I'm not surprised if some of the people leading Nigeria also have certificate that only God knows where they got it from Hector. Now, there is one thing to go to school and be qualified. I went to school, okay? I have been awarded a degree, a Bachelor of Arts degree in Linguistics and Communication Studies. I have that qualification. Hence, I can use it to practice. I cannot go and say I have a qualification in medicine. It's not possible. I didn't go to medical school. But let's just say over the years, I treat this headache today, treat this malaria tomorrow, treat this snake bite next tomorrow, treat this other one next tomorrow, did it for 10 years and counting, have experience here, went to Sokoto treated, went to Kaduna treated, and before you know it, people started calling me a doctor. How best should it be handled? Because one day, someone discovers that Denise did not go to a medical school. What then happens? All the people that have treated, that have testified to my powerful working hand, healing hands or whatever it is it's called. What happens to me? Should I be persecuted for, practicing medicine even though I wasn't qualified? But guess what? I have shown competence, the ability, the expertise. Zion from GRA, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How do you do? Go ahead.
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm good.
I think what we should do is to develop institutions on all these professions to certify and adopt people who are competent.
Okay.
Just like the civil service in them days. what they look for is your competence. They are not looking at your certificate. This way, a lot of certificates today in Nigeria are forged, or they are being bought with money or paid for money. Recently, there was this charade of people who have a doctorate degree holder, MSc, this and that and that.
Honorary.
And it comes with honorary.
Oh my God.
This way, as in 2019, June 9th, 2023, June 9th, we had about 243 universities in Nigeria approved by NUC. But none of these universities, not one out of 240 something, can give us their scholars to fix our refineries. None of these universities can give us their students or their scholars to fix our roads. We still go abroad to import foreigners.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zion. Real Gift from Port Harcourt Town. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon to you, Lady D2W.
Good afternoon to you, Real Gift.
Thank you. See, talk about this issue, competence versus certification. Well, it depends on which side of the divide you find yourself. Like that of the lawyers, they have a union that or association that you have to register with.
Yeah.
Same with engineering and whatever. Even the journalists or broadcasters, let me put it that way. You also have a body. And when it comes to this issue of certification, I think it is these bodies of relevant professions are the ones that are supposed to certify that indeed the person from that organization or that group is competent to handle that issue. Because when you now talk about the issue of, for ordinarily, like that of the doctors, you have to undergo both the theoretical and the practical
And
side
the practical,
of it.
yeah.
They run pari passu with each other. You don't go do practical, you come back, come carry out surgery, or you go do surgery when you don't know the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, when you talk about some other issues also, or supply profession, I hope you are aware that you get some native doctors when a professor, then they call them.
Real Gifts. I will chase you from this conversation.
No.
What is ringing native?
Of course, because it's just like when you say somebody is competent in course of what he or she is doing,
Yeah.
the person is now called a doctor, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person is competent, not because the person qualified from the outset as a medical doctor.
The truth is, at some point, we don't even remember whether this person went to medical school or not. I know somebody they are calling a doctor in Nembe Ogbolomabri, and nobody has ever for once asked, did this person even go to a medical school? This one we are calling him doctor. But people go and surrender themselves to him to be treated.
In that case, the organization, like the Nigeria Medical whatever, should be held accountable. Because is it possible that they've not heard about this man's activities before?
How many people know that there is a community called Ogbolomabri?
I know now because my wife is from Bayelsa State.
Oh, you know. How many people listening to this know that there is that? If I did not say it,
is it possible that you don't have any medical doctor from Ogbolomabri?
No, there is. What I'm saying is there is the medical. There is a body, like you have rightly said. The Nigeria Medical Association even has sub bodies. There is the Medical Women Association of Nigeria. There is this association. There is that. Some of them are saddled with responsibility of licensing and accreditation and all of that. But I am saying that how many of them actually go through the nooks and crannies to fish out those that are fake and those that are real?
That is where they are falling short of their own responsibility.
Okay.
Not me and you.
All right. Thank you, Real Gift. Daniel from Imo Gate.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Daniel. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, Chinke Daniel from Imo Gate also.
Welcome.
Yes. I think it's just like here in Nigeria, we like this certificate of a thing so much. And this is the reason why some of, I will not generalize it, some of our political office holders, you see some of them forging their certificates, doing all manner of things. But I must have to say that a lot of people are gifted, both in their career or whatever. Thank you very much, ED, for even taking us to the dictionary, to show us what competence means. So that it did not show us anything pertaining certificate or whatever. Yes, I just want to commend those such ones within my locality here, like you rightly pointed out. You see, there are all these people operating this small
Daniel, I have to let you go now. We need to go on a commercial break. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you.
Are you aware that Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigeria Info Marketing Office is closer to you? Do you have a product or service and you want people to start patronizing? Visit our downtown office, Media Tricks of All Graces Plaza, 2nd floor, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your advert. For further inquiries, call our salesperson on 0817 001